This effective singing video explains the musical meaning and techniques for the bass section to sing Nisi, dominus effectively. We've rehearsed this at the inspirational bass sectional and full EFC rehearsals last Wednesday, the 6th of May. The practice was interactive and empowering, and the basses learned from each other in terms of challenges, observations, and techniques. I want to now demonstrate the interpretation and techniques required by the EFC Musical Director by using suitable examples. I'm going to be looking in this first video at the structure and the warm-up. So let's look at that then, the musical structure. Please take your score and be prepared to add performance markings to them. Firstly, you'll see the English translation of Psalm 127 at the bottom of the page in very small print. Familiarise yourself with the text of the verses to get a sense of what the movement is about. You'll see that verse 1 is pages 66 to 71, 2 is 72 to 75, 3 is 76 to 78, 4 is 79 to 80, 5, finally, 80 to 82, and then the Gloria, 83 to 87. From the text, be aware of the mood of the music. Psalms were known as the songs of prophets, spirit-inspired musical prayers. And think about the type of emotional response you might be asked to deliver. In the first movement, commencing at bar 39, the MD is keen we sing using this text. So not marcato, but emphasising the first and third beat of each bar and breathing according to the punctuation of the text. This will generate a narrative that is audible and meaningful to an audience. The free-form movement is structured as 4 sections. Section 1, bars 1 to 35. Section 2, 36 to 122. Section 3, 123 to 162. And Section 4, 163 to 215. Each with a different style and tempo. So I suggest you take a moment to mark up the verses and to mark up the sections as I've just enumerated. So let's look briefly at these different styles and tempos. Section 3 is in 3 time and is waltz-like. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and requires special attention to the rhythm and text. Section 4 repeats the harmonies and rhythms of Section 1, so should be familiar. Section 2 is much faster. Listen to the Gardner recording to confirm the sections and their tempi. Monteverdi uses word painting, warranting a crescendo, page 73, on the words surgite, surgite, which means rise up. See if you can find other instances of word painting. Maybe the structure of the Gloria indicates a set of voices delivering a unified message after all the bass 1 and bass 2 antiphonal singing. Finally, observe the long phrases. The vocal lines are written as if they were instrumental, so breathing becomes an issue. Ensure your score is marked as per the MD's instructions for breathing, and use staggered breathing within the voice part if necessary. Now let's address the warm-up to help us sing effectively. So these need to be exercises appropriate to the Nisi dominus. Always take time to warm up fully and perhaps sing in the car on the way to the rehearsal. Know why you have chosen particular exercises. Starting with blend, sing your at mid-range at the same pitch and the same volume and quality as your neighbour. Your Remember to check the blending when in rehearsal by being conscious of your neighbour's sound. Much of the movement is antiphonal, requiring bass 1 and bass 2 to sing in the same way with equal quality and equal strength. Let's now look at a few other techniques. You'll notice that the music opens bass 2 singing the octave down and similarly imitated a bar later. So this would be Nisi, Nisi. And you'll notice that that low F is difficult to pitch, particularly for the bass ones. Do not drop your head, but look up. Nisi. Imagine the operation of a lift going from floor 8 to floor 1. Do not slide. Nisi, Nisi. To deal with tricky rhythms involving octave leaps such as that, refer to bars 20 to 29 and we will see the text in vanum labora verunt. In vanum labora verunt, in vanum labora verunt, in vanum labora verunt. Slightly different rhythms, slightly different pitches. So tap your foot as if in 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and say the text 1, 2. In vanum labora verunt, in vanum labora verunt, in vanum labora verunt. So you'll notice we've got octave leaps, we've got mixtures of minims, dotted minims and crotchets to contend with. So trying to get that slightly syncopated rhythm in time is tricky. And of course, because the bass 2s are imitating the bass 1s a bar later, it'll run as a bit of a cacophony anyway. So it's very important to make sure that you deal with that rhythm and that text. Now, percussive sounds also help us to maintain rhythm. Plosives such as th, which we make with our teeth, and p, which we make with our lips, and t, by the tip of the tongue against the hard palate, and k, by pushing from the Adam's apple, all the time pushing from the diaphragm, so f, 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 to get plenty of air onto that consonant. Now try and master the tempo at bars 9 and 11, where we can see that the D, the F, the C are on the beat, as is the B, on the beat. So if we just hear this on the piano. Demonstrate. 1, 2, 1. Edificaverit. Edificaverit. Notice that we're trying to get the consonant before the beat such that the vowel is on the beat. Do practice that. Getting that consonant early and the vowel on the beat really helps with timing and enunciation. So let's have a look at another example, this time on page 71, where there's plenty of words and phonetics to get out because it is at quite a quick pace. And this is the phrase frusta vigilat, qui custodit eam, and it sounds like quite a range as well. So let's break that down to the last part, the AM. And then the previous bar, qui custodit. Qui custodit qui custodit and keep the mouth in a vertical and oval shape. And let's go back to the beginning of the phrase now and put it together. Frusta vigilat, qui custodit and again. Frusta vigilat, qui custodit Don't forget to roll the R there. And finally, the little technique I want to look at, where we're still talking about the consonants being formed early, is when the word actually starts with a vowel. So if you go to bars 180 to 181, you'll see the word erat. 180 to 181. And what we're saying here is bring the R forward, don't roll it, so that it can be heard on the beat. Very simply, this would sound, taking the preceding bar, si, rat, si, good, art in a principio. So we're bringing the R forward and not using it twice. So it's not air rat, it's more air at. Try that one as well. Now hopefully that little sample of warm-up exercises will show you that its scope depends on the techniques that you're going to require to sing the music that you're going to rehearse. And you can only do that if you analyse the score and be faithful to the techniques. In part 2 of the video, we'll turn our attention to some specific features of the music. Thank you.